Welcome back to World Crisis Radio, the second hour of our post-Thanksgiving broadcast. And, of course, we always want to keep up with the struggle to assert the United States Constitution against the flagrant neglect by the Obama administration, starting with Obama. We'll talk more about Kashmir and Pakistan and India in a minute. But right now we want to welcome our honored guest, as usual, Phil Berg of Philadelphia, who is the one who started this whole thing. I keep hearing, Phil, on the media, they say, some character was saying, this comes straight from the Republican National Committee. Well, no, it never did, nor did it come from the Tea Party leadership. Quite the contrary. It came from Phil Berg, and we're glad to welcome him, as usual, for an update on what's going on that all-important front. Welcome, Phil.
Thank you very much. And the reason I keep saying the Republican Party and the right wing, because I blow their cool on this thing, because I am a lifelong Democrat, and they just can't identify, they can't understand why I'm doing it, and they know why I'm doing it, because there's nothing more important than our U.S. Constitution. And I'm keeping up the fight. I guess we're in our, 15th month now or something since I got involved, and we're not stopping. I did tell you that the Third Circuit Court of Appeals had affirmed the district court. We're not going to the Supreme Court immediately. We're thinking of asking for a court en banc in the Third Circuit because, we want to put them to the test, and we want to get all these judges to make mistakes, because there's nothing. What they're affirming is that I don't have standing, and you don't have standing, and no one in this country has standing to bring an action against the Constitution, which is absurd. So we're going to do that. Our other cases are on appeal to the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. The case, I think it's spreading more and more right now. There's the Tea Party people we're trying to crack into, because the leadership of the Tea Party don't want anything to do with the birth certificate issue, which is absurd, because, the Tea Party people are talking about taxation and other things. They don't like what's going on with the Obama administration. Well, I don't want to get into the issues there, but if the big issue is the birth certificate. If he's fraudulent, if he's a usurper, he's out of office, and all these programs, everything they're fighting about, goes by the website. I think you heard about the Reverend that was Reverend Manning. Did we talk about that last week? I think
we mentioned it, but you may have more.
Well, Reverend Manning, I was on his show yesterday. As a matter of fact, it was interesting. I was being televised by Finnish Channel 1 from Finland, was actually filming me for a special documentary they're doing in January. And during that, as the filming went on, it was the same time I was supposed to be on with Reverend Manning, so the Finnish TV was taping the call I had with Reverend Manning, where I offered to be his attorney if he needs an attorney, if he's arrested. It was just intimidation. That's what the administration is trying to do. They haven't done it to me, but they're doing it to, Reverend Manning. It was absurd. He didn't do anything wrong. He never accused. He never asserted that he was trying to hurt the president physically, never in danger. He has criticized the president, and he has asked the Tea Party people to join forth in the efforts to expose him. And therefore, that's what I'm trying to do, is raise the public awareness. If we can raise the public awareness, I think we can force Obama to show his cards, and when he shows his cards, he's going to be out of office, because when I first filed the lawsuit, August 21st, 2008, I said, if I'm wrong, show me, and I'll walk away. And all this information is on our website, which is obamacrimes.com, OBAMACRIMES.com. And I hope people please go there. After the show's over, listen to the rest of the show, but then go there and send my website to everyone. We're updating the website. We've changed our website. And send my website with the correct information to everyone you know. We must raise the public awareness. Once the public knows what's going on, they will be outraged that this has happened so long. Remember, the general public, you out there, have to show your birth certificate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in your lifetime. And it's nothing wrong what we're asking for right now. What are we asking for? We're asking for Obama to prove that he's constitutionally eligible to be president, and he's not. He's a phony. He's a fraud. This is the biggest hoax in the history of our country in over 230 years. I say that. You don't see them coming knocking down my door because the truth hurts. And he has now spent over $1.6 million, in fighting my lawsuits and all the other lawsuits around the country that have sprung up. You don't spend that kind of money fighting for something that would cost you $25 to duplicate if you lost it. But even in his book, he said he found his birth certificate. And remember, Obama is not a dummy. He went to Occidental College. He went to Columbia University, Harvard Law School. He was head of the Harvard Law Review. He practiced law for 10 years. He taught constitutional law for 10 years. So he knows what's going on. And right now we're in the process of putting together a book with all these facts for everyone, and I'll let you know when that happens. But the big thing now, we must raise the public. We must raise the public awareness of what's going on. And I look forward to being on your show all the time. I look forward to your listeners out there to please spread the word to everyone you know. And if you have an extra dollar or two, send it our way. We're fighting for the good cause to go to the Supreme Court, which we anticipate, because we anticipate the Third Circuit, even if we get a court en banc, will turn us down. And just the preparation of documents and other things is over $5,000, $5,000 to $10,000, with the binding of the material after we write it and do everything else. And we are determined to keep this going, and we're doing it the right way. We're following straight down the arrow. We're not getting off on extraneous issues as some of the other attorneys have done. And we know we're right. And we need, with the public support, I think we can accomplish our goal of reviewing Obama, the fraud that he is. Remember, Nixon had the break-in at the Watergate, but that was nothing. What they got him on was the cover-up. Remember, whatever Obama did before he was inaugurated, now after his inauguration, it's a constant cover-up. So that's also something that he can be brought down on. He is covering up the true identity of who he is, what he is. He's not constitutionally eligible, and we're going to do everything in our power to expose him. But I need all the help of you out there in the listening world.
Phil, that's great, and we admire your spirit. Let me just say, one of your main allies is the lineup at MSNBC remain hysterical and out of control on this. Chris Matthews continues to ask many of his guests whether they believe needs to show his birth certificate. It's almost like it's a litmus test. Are you presentable in the world of oligarchs of the left and the right? We had Olbermann constantly uses the term Orly Tates as a term of mockery and ridicule. He says Orly Tates Limbaugh, Orly Tates Lou Dobbs, and so forth. And then Ed Schultz. Yes, Ed Schultz is this guy with the billboard. Some guy's got a billboard up on his farm that says, we want to see the birth certificate. And Ed Schultz is, again, apoplectic, foaming at the mouth, hysterical about this. So they're giving you lots of publicity.
Yeah, but see, the reason they keep using Orly Tates is one reason. And you know what that reason is? Orly Tates, I really believe, and she's a plant. I really believe she's a plant. She's been out to hurt us, the movement, for the past year. If you look back at what she's accomplished, anyone out there who thinks they're a fan of Orly Tates, look what she hasn't accomplished. She's turned people off. I believe she's a plant here. She tried to take me down. Why would you take me down when I'm doing everything positive on this? She tried to take me down through one of my volunteer paralegals, which is outrageous. And then she turns out she's got someone working with her who is a disbarred attorney. So, I mean, she's got nerve. Think about what she's done. That's why they put her on TV rather than me, because they can rip her apart, because she falls apart. And she comes up, she and some other attorneys are still doing this law, which is not law. They're stating that to be president, both parents had to be U.S. citizens, which is not the law. It is not the law. The law is, then why would you have the natural born status that I have?
Absolutely. All right, Phil, it's time to take a little time off. Happy Thanksgiving. Get some rest, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Bye-bye.